I have to go back.
Alright, ready to start?
You're messing up my shit, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you talking over?
Rocket Man.
Woo! Thank you. You're you stupid audience. Who wants to hear Van Halen 2?
A guy walks into a bar.
So I says to Mabel, I says... So I said, I looked at him dead in the eye and I said, get your own money. This is great. My self-esteem is like through the roof.
Who knew it? It's a psychological effect. I take antidepressants. He listens to Laff trakks.
So then I kicked him in the balls.
God damn it.
Holy shit, I feel like I'm in a sitcom. You're doing the most mundane things, like just getting ice, and it's...
Come and knock on your door.
You can turn anything into a sitcom. Who took a shit on the toilet lid? Klinger, your shore leave has been revoked.
Get me to memory.
Going to volleyball practice. Well, hop in. I'll drive you there. No, Kelly, get out of the car. Kelly, get out of the car. No, Kelly.
All right, Van Halen 2.
What was your favorite joke when you were a kid? I'm very interested.
I don't know. I didn't like...
I'm old, so my favorite joke literally was knock knock.
Who daring?
Dwayne.
Dwayne who?
Dwayne the bathtub, I'm drowning. That was hilarious to me. It's a wonder I ever got an IQ over 100. But apparently it happens sometimes. So. Are you just going to have that running in the background? You're no good, no good, no good. So baby, you're no good.
How are we only on Van Halen 2?
What do you mean? We skipped around all over the place.
2. Have we done 1?
No.
We don't have to do a setup for this. That's good.
The problem is Van Halen 1 is too good.
Just jump right into the album. It doesn't.
It's one of those ones that have plenty of time, right? You got it set a little high. It's like it drowns you out in the middle of saying something. It's like, why would they be laughing now?
Alright. Any fun facts about Van Halen 2?
Van Halen 2, I think they recorded it in like a week. Pretty crazy. For back then.
Maybe we should branch out. Like, what's new in the world? Have you heard any interesting songs lately?
Ooh, what about the Grammys? That Tyler, the Creator. Did you see that? That was interesting.
No, I didn't watch it.
Well, then you're just out of the loop, man. I am so much cooler than you. I saw Tyler, the Creator, as a performance, and I thought, well, that's avant-garde.
Okay. I heard a really awesome song on 98.3, some classic rock deep cut.
Ooh.
It had something about the sun in it. I forgot to write it down. I can't remember how
Black
it
Hole
goes.
Sun?
No. Some song from like late 70s.
Ooh.
Kind of proggy. Something about like soaring too close to the sun, and it was not blinded by the light. Anyway.
Was it Yes?
No, it was definitely. I would know. I listened to a lot of Yes. I would know it was them. So Van Halen 2 fun facts.
Was it Bauhaus?
Definitely not. It was like very streamlined 70s.
Was it Echo and the Bunnymen?
Yeah.
Was it Genesis?
Yep. You think I wouldn't know a Genesis?
I figured you would, but you know, I got people laughing in my ear. I can't. Prog rock.
Man, this audience is like on fire.
Did I ever tell you about that awful game my friend got for Christmas? And there, now you know everything you need to know about me and my psychology and why I'm the way I am.
Van Halen 2 remastered. Thank God. I could not listen to this unmastered. Or pre-mastered.
This is that Linda Ronstadt song.
Sad running with the devil. I live my life like there's... Oh, I've never heard this. I'm guessing this sucks because you would assume this would get played on the radio a lot.
I believe Van Halen 2 was a lot of stuff they already played. I feel like I learned later on why Van Halen 2 sounds a lot like the first album. It's just basically a continuation of the stuff they were already playing. I could be wrong, but I don't really like to look it up when we do this. I like to just go off of my memories because it feels more like... No, that's how you felt at the time. You couldn't look stuff up on the internet back then. You had to just, like, live it.
Yeah, it feels less like we're looking up Wikipedia articles. So,
I've done that. I've looked up Wikipedia stuff. I don't care.
Was every other Van Halen album, like, a throwaway album?
No.
They would put effort in, and then in the next one, like... just sort of smatterings of things they would play live, and then...
Okay, my understanding of it was this album, they really wanted them on tour, like the managers or whatever, but they needed a new album to promote, so they came in and they whipped this one out in like a week, which is pretty good for 7 days in a studio, I think. It's not, it's not a mind-blowing Pink Floyd album or anything, but it definitely fulfills the party atmosphere they're going for. And then after this one, they went back and made Women and Children first, after this tour, and that one is a lot more produced. Yeah. And you could tell when you listen to it. Like, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, Eddie is, like, in his own channel in this mix. He's like, I'm going off... I get the whole left side... You guys can share the right.
Almost like he's the only one that can come up with this shit on the fly. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we need to come up with something. Quick. Figure something out. We're going to lunch. You figure it out.
You're no good. This is Dance the Night Away.
Big hit.
Great song.
That's one thing I like about Eddie Van Halen, how he goes from like that last, that's a cover song, but he still adds some, like, almost... What would you call that? It's not slide guitar, but it's more, like, the playing is more, you know what I mean, drawn out. And this is more choppy. I don't know what else... I don't know what you call it, but it's like... it's tight. Like, you gotta hit everything on the money. It's interesting. This is the remastered. And to anybody the 6 people that are listening to this... It's weird how it's still very split up, like old school stereo. Like I got Eddie over here and bass, Michael Anthony. It's like the only thing they mixed was Roth's voice. You know? That's the only one that comes in both speakers, it seems like.
Yeah,
I can't quite...
See... Oh, yeah.
But the high notes are coming in on my left, but his rhythm parts are over here in my right ear, and it's just kind of... I guess I hadn't listened to this in a with headphones on in a really long time.
Because I used to be obsessed with the super artificial stereo, which I've talked about before on here. But I kind of like the in-between of, instead of just purely balanced stereo, like what they're doing here, where it's like you have the core elements kind of balanced, but you have certain things standing out in the mix, like his...
See, I'm a big fan of listening to the older stuff a lot. Like, I like my speakers. I like to sit in front of my speakers and listen to it. But new stuff is great on headphones because they know everybody listens to it on headphones, right? So it's... They make it specifically for people who are going to be wearing headphones, you know, Beats by Dre, or... I'm sorry, Buds. Yeah.
Golden Bartender.
Next.
Somebody get me a doctor.
Somebody get me a doctor!
But with Dance...
Somebody give me a shot!
But with Dance the Night Away, for a long time, I mean, I never really thought that much about it, but I just assumed it was a cover, because it just has... It's like, the melody is so distinct, and it has such a, like, kind of 60s girl group vibe.
It's so simple.
Yeah, it sounds like it could have been a song from a...
It's like Dancing in the Streets.
Yeah. So it's like a hard rock band writing such a simple, candy-coated, distinct melody. You know.
Yeah.
Somebody give me a technique.
Most of this music is
cocaine.
Really focused on what can women bounce around at a concert while they're listening to and enjoy. And at that time period, this would fit the bill pretty good. Because when you're playing live, what can you really hear? You can hear some of the guitars, all of the drums, usually, and part of what he's singing. So if you know the song, you're probably okay. Yeah, I'm really surprised nowadays how good the sound systems are. Because back then it was just like, you really, if you wanted to be popular live, you had to be able to express that sound that you couldn't quite... You know what I mean? You had to get the message through beforehand. Like, I think people who knew the songs enjoyed them more. I hated going to see new bands, like bands I'd never seen, in a huge, like, the Civic Center setting type thing. Because you didn't know what they were playing. You couldn't hear it. You couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah, because your mind has to fill in a lot of the gaps.
Right. And the sound is so much better now, I think, that...
Yeah.
It's like digital, right? I mean, I think that's it. I think as soon as it went digital, everything is run on computers. You're really getting all the sounds mostly the way they want you to hear them, unless you're in a place that doesn't have good acoustics.
Yeah, because now, like, computer programs can, like, adjust for space and shit.
That's over.
2 minutes and 53 seconds!
Yeah. We gotta get in and out in 30 minutes.
I really like the production on this. It's like, the drums aren't as hollow as they usually are on Van Halen albums. Like, everything is super well balanced on this. Because typically they'll have his guitar, like, flying all over the place in the mix. Like, it's a laser beam.
That's like later on.
It's a laser beam in your face. Laser beam's a metaphor for my jizz.
I'm gonna fill my cup up.
Here's the boogie woogie.
This is a total David Lee Roth song.
Yes, this is one that Sammy Hagar heard and was like, shit, I want to be in that band. These guys know how to drink.
Montrose is stupid.
And rock. Montrose is too serious.
I'm never gonna have fun doing this. All in a row! Come on and set them up. Come on, baby. Bottoms up. And then you get a quick solo here.
So how long is this album? 15 minutes? This is really short.
It's like 30 minutes, isn't it? Like
there's 1, 2, 3.
This one, and remember when we did Diver Down because it was so short? This is probably the shortest album, I think.
There's 11 tracks and only 2 of them are 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You gotta get in and out of the studio quick. Because our cocaine is waiting. It's like the party train would stop just long enough for them to whip out an album.
You know what you made me think of is, I wonder what their set list looked like on the first album, like when they started headlining, and this album, and it was just like, they're playing a lot of covers still, because I know that from reading about it, and but I don't remember, and I don't want to look it up.
I wonder if there were any big rock stars or guys in, great rock bands who just secretly did not like to party at all.
Whitesnake. David Coverdale was already pretty friggin' old by the time he, started making money. And I have heard stories, even from people who worked at the Civic Center in Peoria, how, that band was the most calm metal band ever. They came in, they played their show. I went to the show and I was just like, this is not very exciting. It's just kind of like they came in, they played all their songs and left. And you were just, you know what I mean? Just came in, played their songs, went to the hotel, went to bed, got up and went to the next place. Nothing happened.
Here's Out of Love again. David Coverdale.
I went and saw David Lee Roth in concert in, 86 for Eat 'Em and Smile. And after we left the show, we were walking up Main Street, and 2 of my friends were walking in front of us, and a limousine pulled up next to them, and the window went down, and by the time we caught up to them, they were pulling away, and they're like, that was David Lee Roth. He was looking for where all the frat parties are on at Bradley. And I was like,
where's all the underage girls?
Yeah, exactly. I know, I had to tell that story, because I love that one. I've told it a million times, but it's so funny. Like, Aaron and Keith, they're just like, whoa, I don't know what's going on. We just talked to David Lee Roth. I'm like, that's probably the highlight of your life. Now calm down. Are you sure you don't want to add the laugh track after?
No. Too much work.
Out of love. See, I liked this album when I was a kid.
I like this. It's straightforward, no frills. It's just working man's cocaine rock.
You know what I liked about it? I'll tell you something funny. I had this tape, and it was a really good one to listen to while you were driving to work, and when you're driving home after work. If you don't want to listen to the radio, there's playing anything good, you could pop this in, and you could listen to 3 songs on the way home. It was nice. Just uh-oh.
Good Christ, somebody give me some wine.
Shh. You're getting edited out.
That's totally unnecessary.
You're gonna get edited out.
Yeah,
but you know what he wants from you.
Yeah, this is still really good, but it doesn't feel as show-offy as the first album. In that there's not a lot of, look at our acrobatics.
Oh, it's more straightforward? Well, I feel I like, when you like a band, you know what they were doing at the time, and this was a band that I liked, so I know that they were, they ran in, made this album, and went right immediately back out on tour. So it's kind of this is all, pretty genius if you think about it, because all they had was some sketches and ideas and stuff they'd maybe been working on before.
You know,
So when you
sometimes-
think of this as like their second helping after the first album, it comes up pretty good, but it also is exactly what you would think it is. It's a bunch of bar-friendly music.
Yeah, and sometimes those albums really work out. I don't know. It's like they don't have time to oversaturate them, so they just end up being like...
Overproduce them.
Yeah.
Leave them simple and raw.
Sometimes they're not overthinking it.
Sometimes I like it simple, and sometimes... Yeah. Sometimes I like it complicated. You know, it's like sometimes people are really good at it.
Have you ever heard this?
No.
It's just his vocals from Running with the Devil.
Oh, Jesus.
The end is the best because he's just yelling.
Yeah, he can't do that anymore. Did you hear him when he was in Las Vegas? Did you hear any of that? Go friggin' listen to him in Las Vegas. Oh my god, people were recording it and stuff. His voice is roached. And it's like, well, Eddie Van Halen, at least he played the guitar. Him having throat cancer or whatever and going to Germany and blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's not the excuse. It's like he just knows, I'm friggin' old, man. So, sounds like he's having the worst ever. Oh my god! Yeah! Woo! My ass is on fire!
But I'm curious if it's an artifact from the microphone or if it's his actual voice, because you can hear like it's almost like he's harmonizing with himself. You can hear kind of like like a wind like a pinched wind blowing sound like along with his voice. I don't know if it's an art like it's the microphone or if that's actually some weird quirk of his voice. Here's light
that
up
could
the
go
sky.
either way, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the song that leads you up to Fair Warning later. Because Fair Warning sounds a lot like this with the drums and like it's really Eddie and Alex a lot and everybody else is kind of in the background.
Yeah, but this really does sound like with the production they just set it and forget it type of thing. I think the production like where things are in the mix has been the same for every song.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
I don't think they spent a lot of time worrying about that. Because most people are listening to it on an 8-track player, so they don't really care. You only got 8 tracks, and you're only using 4 of them, so...
Wow, that's an unusual thing for Van Halen, like choiry vocals, sort of group vocals. Hardly ever get that.
See, this feels very Fair Warning. You know what I mean? Like, this evolves. We revisit this later, like one album later.
I can't believe I ever unironically said that I liked Van Hagar better. Smoking crack.
It's on revisiting things. I think that's what it is. It's like once you look at something again,
I mean, some of my favorite Van Halen songs are Van Hagar songs, but yeah.
But there's a lot of them that suck.
There are no aliens looking for openings in this.
Hey, I'll listen to Pound Cake any day. I'm not against a Hagar song. I listen to Sammy Hagar by himself when he's on. I won't turn the station necessarily. He's fun. He knew how to be fun. That's a skill.
It's not fun. It's a music factory.
Do you think Peter Gabriel can be fun? I don't really know.
Well, his songs are kind of dorky when he tries to be fun. So, that's not his bread and butter. His bread and butter is deep depression.
I'm just using it as an example. It's like everybody has their niche. You know what I mean?
Ooh, Spanish
And
Fly.
I like Sting when he's on fire, when he's doing his thing.
This was on some
But
Van
Halen talked to my little prepubescent soul.
Yeah.
You know, they just like... So I don't even know what it's like for you to come in later. Of course he liked Hagar better. He was the new thing when you started listening to it.
Anyway, Spanish...
Best of Both Worlds. What's that one? We did that album.
Best.
Like 5150? That's a great song. But it's a Hagar great song. It's not a Van Halen great song.
DOA.
That was Spanish Fly.
I think I like this song. Yeah, Spanish Fly was on some compilation. I don't know what it was, but it had this Van Halen compilation.
I like this one because it's a very grungy sound for Eddie Van Halen. This is another good, this skips an album. This goes to Fair Warning, less to Women and Children First. Women and Children First is really crisp, and this is a dirty ass song. Well, sitting ducks for the police,
I wish I knew what the compilation was I had that had all of...
He found a dirty-faced kid in a garbage can.
Noise.
The imagery. The imaginary.
There's this compilation I had of all of the niche Van Halen songs, like Spanish Fly, or just anything that was one of their like off-the-wall type of throwaway songs, like instrumentals, and that was what kind of got my interest beyond just a classic rock radio band that I would have,
Looked at me, said, out of luck.
And then I was like, who's this slabo meat with who's this blonde slabo meat? Sammy Hagar.
Yeah!
I like that guy.
Dead or alive. Dead or alive. Oh!
We're rocking out.
It's a great song.
Never stop rocking.
If you were going to a concert, this would be a great song to hear in concert. Dead or alive.
This guy looks like he just saw a kangaroo taking a shit or something.
And he's saying thank you.
Now I'm broken down and dirty, dressed in rags.
Eddie keeps getting further and further out the side. Eventually you're just going to hear a faint guitar like a few rooms down.
Well, it's like I was trying to tell you earlier. I feel like when you listen to it on headphones, my left ear is getting all his high parts, and my right ear is getting all the low parts. Like
a new sniffle.
More bassy sounding, rhythmy parts are over here, and then...
Ooh, that's good. Sorry, I'm listening. Rhythmy parts in your ear.
I got rhythmy parts in my ear. I call them my cochlea, not my coccyx. Which I did not break when I wrecked my motorcycle.
That's correct.
I broke my clavicle, not my coccyx. Or my cochlea, for that matter.
Yeah, the bass and the kick, the bass guitar and the kick drum are very nicely mixed in this.
I'd have to go back and listen to it again, but one of the weird things that I just thought of in this song, Alex Van Halen really just colors in. He's just paint by numbers after David Lee Roth leaves. Okay. I would be interested to see if he was.
Here's Hot
like
Girls
how he
in
felt
Love.
about it.
Wait, who did the song "Hot Girls in Love"? This is Women in Love. And there's a song called "Hot Girls in Love."
Hold on, that was the guy in the red pants. What was that guy?
Red.
Eddie Murphy?
No, they were from Hot Girls in Love.
Bret Michaels?
No, it was an '80s band.
Motley Crue. Help us, Internet.
Ooh.
I don't. Oh, God, stay away from my butt. God damn it.
I love your butt.
David Coverdale was only 68.
You do kind of look like you have a dog butt without a tail. Supertramp? What the f*** were those guys called?
Loverboy.
Loverboy!
Yeah. That's the guy with the red pants.
That was the guy with the red pants. And everybody knew better.
Their lead
Screw
singer...
Loverboy. Everybody liked Night Ranger.
Was their lead singer not Sheen, was he a Baldwin? He kind of looks like a Baldwin.
I highly doubt it. He was on the wrong side of the country. Everybody knows it's Night Ranger over Loverboy.
Yeah, he sort of looks like he could have been a secret Baldwin cousin.
He's not. That f***ing guy.
But I see it.
Hot girls in love. Well, this is kind of a dip. I don't think they did ballads.
You always have to have the slow song where everybody goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, I think Hagar did the ballads better. That's the only thing he did better. I was telling him
because he loves singing about aliens and being in love with aliens.
Telling him I hit the jackpot with bad albums. Chris Cornell did a pop album produced by Timbaland. It's f***ing awful.
Chris Cornell did a pop album?
You know, the producer Timbaland, he's done like, I don't know, basically every top-selling rap album through like late 90s, 2000s. Like he did that Justin Timberlake Future Love Sex Sounds album.
Okay.
Chris Cornell, I don't know when this was. It was like 2008 or 9 or something. It's awful. It's just Chris Cornell belting over like mid-2000s pop rap beats. It's horrendous.
Oh, wow.
Well, we've only got like 15 more Van Halen albums to go, and then we'll be done.
Have we convinced... We've brought you to the other side.
Oh, and you had recommended that Bob Dylan's Slow Train A Comin' or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize there was a trilogy of those albums. Apparently the worst one is called Saved. So it was this Christian trilogy. There, Slow Train Comin', Saved, and Shot of Love.
Saved is the one I feel like I might remember.
Yeah.
Perhaps because it was just that bad.
Wow, album's over.
Oh, wow.
Here's
That was quick.
Beautiful girls. We had enough of the women in love. Now we want those beautiful girls. Get into our cocaine limousine. That's why I like doing Van Halen. It's never horrible, and they're always short. It's the best part. I might as well do Ghost in the Machine since I'm here, because I'm not going to do another episode for like 3 months. You know?
Okay.
Final thoughts on Van Halen 2.
I thought it was fantastic.
I love it.
It's good.
It's fun. It's poppy.
Yeah, it hits the spot.
It's easy radio friendly. Like, how can you not like it? It's light.
I like an album that doesn't waste my time. It's just...
Give me the hits and get the out.
It's like what are those Hawaiian rolls? I don't know. It's like one of those with some nice ham in the middle. It's not great. It's not terrible.
It's got regular cheese and not like the really good cheese on it. It's missing good cheese.
Oh, my final thought. Yeah, one of my final thoughts was like what I talked about earlier that I remembered. Like, this is going to sound great live. It's like playing any of these songs is going to sound good live. Even Women in Love is a great song to go to the bathroom to.
Yeah, and the best part is they hadn't introduced stupid synthesizers yet.
They weren't very good yet, as I recall.
God. Yeah, like we've said, Hagar knew, I don't know, his era used the synthesizers better, I think. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, but like, for me, any use of synthesizer in the David Lee Roth era was just like a fucking sandbag in the middle of the song. Like, just don't. Just leave empty space.
You're trying too hard to just get on the radio. That's what synthesizers always said to me.
Yeah, and I can't even imagine
then.
those synthesizers sounding like novel even at the time. Like they're so dated now that I can't picture anyone being like, "Ooh, the future." Like they just sound like shit. I don't know what they were using, but
yeah, if you listen to like, for instance, Bon Jovi's first album, the synthesizers heavy in it, but they still weren't very good yet, and you're just sitting there going, why did you even bother? What is this doing? Well, my girlfriend gets to be in the band. You know, I don't know, but I don't get it. Cool. You know, that kind of crap. It's just...
Well, I give it 5 beautiful girls plus 1 woman in love.
I'm giving it 9 You're No Goods.
Yeah, Linda Ronstadt cover is the opener of this album.
The opener.
That means we never have to do Heart Like a Wheel.
Yay!
I am curious about that because I have a feeling it might be in the ballpark of Tapestry. Oh, I was telling. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Episode over. Unless you have anything to say.
Nope. I'm done. I'm out. Yay! Bye bye.
Laugh us out, audience.
Oh, you're gonna love listening to this episode. Look, laugh tracks work on Chris. And my wife laughs at laugh tracks. It works. Who knew?
I didn't know we had these tools at our disposal.
Who threw the baby in the trash?
I like eating cats.